Good evening. This is your BUN, Boston United Network Late Night Report, and I'm Dobie Humfermeyer. Today we will be interviewing witnesses from both sides at what civilians are calling the bloody massacre at King Street this March 5th, 1770, after Paul Revere's Revere. 5 souls were lost at this unfortunate incident, and we mourn for the souls of Crispus Attucks, Samuel Gray, James Caldwell, Samuel Maverick, and Patrick Carr. Now we will interview Mr. Burdick from the colonist side. Good evening, Mr. Burdick, and thank you for coming today. Now I'd like to hand over the mic to you and let you talk about your feelings towards the Boston Massacre.
Yes, Dobie. I was at King Street when the British assaulted the innocent, defenseless civilians. I'm pretty sure I heard Private Montgomery say, "Darn you, fire!" And this massacre was bound to happen sometime, as Captain Thomas Preston said. The insolence as well as utter hatred of the inhabitants to the troops increased daily. We feel like England is punishing us with the quartering acts.
Thank you, Mr. Burdick. Now I would like to introduce Private Montgomery. Good evening, Private Montgomery, and I'd like to thank you for coming on behalf of BUN. Today, will you please share with us your feelings about the Boston Massacre?
Yes, Dobie. Well, Dobie, you see, it wasn't really a massacre. Only 5 people died. And it's really the colonists' fault. They were throwing snow and rocks at us and insulting us. And it's been very tense ever since Christopher Sider was fatally shot just a few days ago. And I feel that the quartering act is not to punish you rebels, but to protect you as soldiers.
Very interesting. Private Hugh Montgomery. Private, could you be our political advisor?
Yes, good evening. I am pleased to be your political advisor for tonight. This picture is not really what happened at the Boston Massacre. These rebels were throwing rocks and snowballs at the soldiers and insulting us. Also, this guy wasn't necessarily killed by the soldiers. For all you know, he could have fallen from the top of the tower. Another source of all this blood could be this vicious dog pictured here. All that blood was from that dog attacking the rebels. Finally, another inaccuracy of this picture is the cloud up here. It did not look like an ice cream cone as pictured here. Instead, it was more like a rabbit. Thank you for considering. Please remember this when you think of the Boston Massacre.